as you go through the process of building something or breaking something that you just can't see and you can't experience from a paper exercise. Now, as more and more class starts to adapt a practical apply type thought process, it changes that a little bit, but for the most part, most classes are going with more of a here's a structure, here's an example, but not apply and play with it type attitude. You don't have many programs that are saying, okay, we're going to set up 3 firewalls, a consumer grade, a SOHO small office, a corporate, and then a carrier grade, and looking at the differences, you don't get that understanding of what do you need. So you have folks who don't understand completely what they're dealing with and understand some components. IT security and IT in general is very, very complex, and there's so many levels and different facets of things to learn that the more important challenge beyond apply, or the 2 important things are application and the mindset to learn. We're not reasonably going to be able to learn cutting edge, all the possible settings, all the possible ideas of how you can implement something in a college. There's a limited amount of time, and it's something that you develop with experience, but the mindset to teach yourself to solve a problem, I don't know how well that could be taught, but that's something that students need to acquire before or during going out into the work world. Otherwise, they're heavily hampered compared to others.
So that would be one of the reasons that we have an environment today where there are a lot of positions going unfilled. Burning Glass did a study and talked about the premium that those in cybersecurity get, but also how difficult it is to find people with the right skills. Burning Glass was saying that most employers want a bachelor's degree and 5 years experience.
Most employers allow HR to dictate a lot of the hiring terms, and that leads them to miss a lot of the well-qualified candidates that may not have the backing that someone with a college degree and 5 years experience has. But there's a lot of skilled individuals who don't necessarily have the backing, who just don't understand what people are looking for, because HR tends to put out very generic things, and you can't get a good idea of, in a lot of corporations, what they need and what the marketed job position is are 2 very different things. A couple of organizations have come up with a different idea on this particular subject. They literally set up security challenges, a CTF, if you will, to recruit. Specifically, here are the types of challenges that we deal with at work, abstracting out the real situations and making beginner level, intermediate, advanced, making that progression of skill sets within the challenge, but using that specifically, offering up prizes as much as a laptop to the winner of one in particular that I'm thinking of. It was a reverse engineering challenge that was hosted all around the country. They go around the country, they host this challenge, and anybody who does noticeably well or has an aptitude for it, they talk to and ask, hey, can you be cleared? Are you interested in a job? And they start that process. And a couple of organizations have started to do that to solve some of those problems. Because one, HR struggles to find a candidate that they like who has the skills that the company needs. So there's that combination of looking for how do you find the correct people and how do you vet them. a CTF can actually solve a lot of those problems and find a reasonable pipeline of those interested in the work. That's another aspect of challenge, is who's interested, who's willing to go, not just send in a resume hoping you hear back and get a job, but someone who's proactive and going after opportunities to learn and practice their skill set in a particular skill category.
Can we talk a little bit about unallocated space? How long has it been around? How did you start it? What are some of the goals and activities?
So unallocated space, where we're actually at right now, is a hackerspace that's been here about 4.5 years. I'm actually not one of the founders. I joined roughly 6 months after. Ironically, another student who was very apt in security, who is in the community college I went to, told me about Unallocated, told me, hey, there's this place where you have a bunch of people who are playing around. It's kind of like a workshop where you can do whatever you want. And me not having technology necessarily at my fingertips to go take apart, play with, break, fix, and understand, I thought that was a really interesting opportunity. So about 6 months after the place opened, I got involved. Now, the 8 original founders were friends who were all interested in security at some level, and decided that over a couple bar conversations that they wanted to open up a hackerspace. The hackerspace movement, shall we say, is to create a community area where people who are interested in technology of any kind can congregate and work on projects. Now, you don't necessarily have room in your garage to go have a CNC machine or build a server rack up for a challenge, or do those types of exercises. Well, you bring together a group community, and through contribution from the community, you can build up that opportunity. Now, this particular hackerspace is a little different from most. Most say if you want to come and participate, you have to pay X number of dollars a month. $50, $40, $20, whatever it is, and most people get a key to get access whenever they want. We came up with a slightly different model. It's kind of evolved over the last 4.5 years, but effectively, we have every event that we offer is open to everyone for free, to the point where we actually have offered sponsorships for equipment if people have wanted to participate in a class and not been able to afford the equipment necessary. We've provided loaner laptops. We've provided the class materials to build whatever it is for that particular class. And we cover classes on a huge variety of subject material, as well as having that open workshop idea of allowing anybody to come in and participate. We've actually had 2, I want to say it was high school or college students, I'm not sure exactly which. They walked in and they said, we want to build mini guitars. Is it okay if we use the materials, or the machines? And we kind of checked to make sure they knew what they were doing enough to not cut their fingers off. And then they went ahead and built 2 mini guitars. They played it for about 30 seconds, said thanks, and left. And that was cool. I kind of wish we would have gotten some pictures for posting, but people have come in and used the space, and effectively, as long as reasonable safety is implemented, we love having people in here to participate. So we've gotten classes in a wide variety of subjects dealing with technology, from web development all the way over to microcontrollers, programming, and then physical security and lockpicking on a weekly basis. Once a month, we also offer ham radio, and then a event called the MiniCon once every couple months, where people come out and do a presentation between 15 minutes and an hour on something they're interested in, something they're researching, something they know, something they did, share something. And that's gotten a huge variety, everything from a knife and axe throwing demo to a theremin, which is an electronic instrument that you don't actually touch to play, uses magnetic electromagnets to actually control the pitch and amplitude. based on where your hands are in comparison with the actual 2 rods that are coming out of the machine, to writing my first kernel exploit, to someone just talking about the quick keys in VI, a Linux command line editing application. So we've covered a huge depth and breadth of technology here, and the community itself has a very interesting combination of skill sets, with everybody from engineers who do sound engineering to physical security to network security. So kind of a huge combination of skill sets within the community. And through that, we've been able to participate in a lot of very interesting challenges. And we've actually gone out and set up tables at the local collegiate cyber defense competition, as well as various STEM-related events like Robot Fest and US Engine Engineering Festival. So we participate in a lot of the community events to kind of give back and help to teach about technology at a huge difference of opportunities.
I really believe in the word community. And the more I get to go down this road, the broader I think the community is. A couple years ago, I didn't think middle school was part of the community, and now I do. Several years ago, I didn't think that C-levels could connect with those that are just starting, and now I think they can. When you think of the word community, who is the community to you?
So